There we go. Alright, welcome. Let's make sure everything's good to go. Mic check. Is that okay? Okay. I hear myself. Let me fix that right up. Too far. There we go. Okay. Welcome, mods. I guess I can say. Everyone else is coming in. Ooh. Let's see. Hopefully, by the end of this, I'll be able to talk with good words. Welcome. Just setting final calibrations. Looks like we're good. Turn that down. Alrighty. Welcome, guys. Okay. I think we'll go. I'll just have a short one of these. Beep. Beep. And beep. Alrighty. Welcome. I Star Cookie, and I guess happy belated Valentine's Day. It's probably as close as I'll probably get. So yesterday was Valentine's Day. So or hearts and hooves or whatever you want. So I'm gonna wear the cool heart glasses for today, and then on Thursday I'll take them off. So enjoy these while you can. But yeah, I had a pretty good time yesterday. I guess the big thing was my Twitter post blew up relatively big. So I've been really having fun with that and working on my movie a lot. Trying to get that going. Hello, Dakota. Welcome. The music seems too loud for you. I can turn it down. Maybe I can. Just a smidge. There you go. It's kind of loud in my ears, so I feel like I have to yell over it. Which you guys I'd still have to do anyway, so you can actually hear me. Anyway, yeah, the movie's actually coming along. I'm pretty proud of what we got. Oh yeah, the Twitter animation was really fun. Guess how long it took to actually animate it? It took like roughly an hour. It only took like 40 minutes to like really, grind out and actually animate it, and then the last 20 minutes was actually just watching it over and over. I actually became hypnotized by it. I was like, "Ooh, this is really cool," and it's like I don't want to stop watching it. And then eventually I was like, okay, maybe I should actually post it. I had to get out of that trance. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Yeah, my favorite part was that it loops so nicely. That worked out really well. I think is that that the one Derpy drops down below the frame, and then the next one's already behind her. That was really cool. Let me pat myself on the back, just a little bit here. World premiere events, Derpy first would be fun. I do have an idea for like later in the movie doing something like that. Definitely not this chapter, but maybe like near the end, something secretive. Pretty interesting, something like that. But yeah. In the meantime, we got this horse. It is roughly Derpy, but it doesn't have her, good defining features such as her hair. So that's what I'd like to do today. I feel like I'll see how far we get, but I think I'll just aim for like one of the, probably like her big mane here, 3D model that out. So you can get it the front way. Here, beep. So I made these pretty quick, so they're probably not completely accurate. These are refs, 2D refs that I made quickly here. Okay. And then here's the front view. So I basically just added in the hair and tail into it, and then sides here. For the 3D model, of course, we'll need a cutie mark on there, so I get rid of the refs. I think I can just probably just, you know, solidify and say like, hey, these can be part of the cutie mark itself, and then add it as a 2D texture and apply it to both sides. So that should be pretty easy, all things considered. Pretty happy with the topology, all things considered as well. Topology is the 3D, how the 3D mesh is organized, sorta, in simplest terms. Hi Ben. It's just how the flow and like how it's kind of goes around. So there's certain tricks, like with the eyes, is to have it be a ring, and then the mouth to also be some rings here. So I try to follow that. Is that it's how the flow of it kind of works. To see whether or not you have good topology or not. So today I will make a cursor toward origin, move that to my ref, and then we'll just add a, what should we add? Should we add a plane? Or maybe a cube? As a starting point, like when you start making a model, you know, a new object, you know, it's kind of important to like figure out like what kind of base object you're gonna use. Obviously we can see like, oh, dude, it's like a banana shape, so like a crescent moon. But at the same time, it's like, you could even like break it down into even further of like what's actually like some of it. Like the ring of it might be like, we do like a ring around like this way. What kind of shape is it from the front view? Yep. If you took like a vertical or whatever kind of slice you do, so that you go from boop 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 boop, what kind of shape is that? So either I can just start from, usually with my regular models is that I usually start with like a cube, and then I do what's called, like, I think colloquially is the box modeling. It's kind of like the simplest, or like the bouncing ball first thing you do when doing 3D animation, you know, same kind of style where it's like you get a box and you just kind of extrude it and then warp it around and then add shape into it to make it into something. But I think for this, I think I want to play a little fun with this and see if I want to do, maybe even start with plane and then get this up. And then, hello Joker. Derpy's having a, she's fine. I don't need to do that. I want like one, I want one vertex. I'm gonna have to make this shape anyway, so I'm just trying to decide what I should do here. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's select everything and then go into object mode. Derpy, yeah, I have two different refs. I have two reference pictures in my Flash. I don't know if I have that open. Yeah. So I kind of took my two pictures that I had of the front view and then side view, and then projected them onto two different, basically two pieces of paper. Ooh. And then looking at it at a weird angle does create this weird effect, and it's kind of like backwards culling or something. Culling? C-U-L-L-I-N-G. So that's sort of what's happening here. Can I get 90, please? So I'm just gonna start to kind of block this out, see which view looks the best. And it's important to realize which mode you're in, because right now I'm in object mode. I don't want to get rid of my armature so I don't get confused. Object mode, and if I tab, if I select it and tab it, then I go into edit mode. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Flash enough to realize that Flash kind of works the same way, where you either have a symbol, like an squeeze, and normal one, where with symbols, you have like an object sort of mode, and then you can either move it as an object, where you can have like 100 different sub-objects inside of it, and then try to move that around, or you can go into edit mode and then move each individual object. So it does get kind of complex, but once you're kind of pulling the strings, it's a little bit easier to wrap your hand around it. So I'm gonna do the very, very basics of what I want, just to block it out and to see, is this somewhat what I'm looking for? Let me see if I can add a, actually, is people the same? I'll have to make a new one. Well, I guess that's what the new one was. Here's this one, and we'll make a quick shader for this. Let me see. I could just do this right now. Beep. Okay. Let me see if I can get my arm here. Hello. So hi, Ben, Joker, and Thomas. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, okay, Star. Thank you. I feel like my normals are backwards. Is that possible? Or maybe it's just the shading? I don't know. Something's wacky going on here. Material mode is, yeah, this sort of a weird lighting. Yeah. Let's have to go into this mode instead. Let's see. Derpy is best horse. Oh boy. What do I want? I want to move this one back a bit. So this is box and modeling, where I have a box. I'm going to eventually kind of decide what to do with it. I think for right now, I probably also want to name it and see where my horse final is, and see right about where this also lines up. So it's going to be a little back and forth trickiness. Make sure that the hair actually follows along with. It's got a weird pompadour. It's got a block of butter on her. Horse with the butter on it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see the Chip and Dale movie thing. Yeah, I have a lot to say about it. Thank you for bringing it up. That yeah, it's something, huh? I don't know if you guys who else has seen it, so I can make observations about it. Nerd collapse. I think it's pretty interesting. I'll definitely watch it. It's the they're self-calling it a reboot. Though I doubt that it's actually gonna become a series or anything, unless Disney realize that does make any money. Anyway, I think the animation style is hit and miss. Some of them look good, some of the characters look good, some of the other characters frankly don't look good. It's weird because mainly the 2D characters look the least good. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Boo-doo, boo-doo. What else? Whoa. Yeah, that's part of the weird lighting that's going on here. So I'm blocking this out and trying to figure out where I want some of my basic loops to be. And as I go, I can start to find a shape. And it's like sculpting, which in theory I could be sculpting right now, to get a very basic rendition of what I want here. Yep, and all other info of what I'm using is in the description if you'd like to read that as well. I fancy that to read. A lot of answers are in there. Oops. Hi Wesley. Yeah, we do have a policy for having not that many emojis. Thank you. Let's see if I can go this way. Let's see. Getting distracted all over the place. Trying to do this at the same time is kind of tricky. And talk to you guys. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure that this, you know, looks as good as I can get it. And just taking a little bit of concentration. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I like how they did in the trailer, did lampshade that, yeah, this is a, what is it? The Roger Rabbit kind of, like they know that, yeah, we all know that you're thinking that it's a Roger Rabbit type of, kind of idea that Roger Rabbit did it first of having live action 2D characters. And the cartoon aspect of it. So I'm glad that they did do that. Because they could have just avoided it and said like, well, no one will notice, right? That we're totally ripping that concept up, you know? And of course the big thing is that they have the those 8 frames of pony characters, which everyone's talking about that, and it is weird that they're using the 2017 style, like how their eye style. I've studied that enough. That's like, yep, I know when I know when I see it. That's like, yep, that's what they're doing. So that was a little interesting. And one of their disclaimers for like the Disney like press release thing was like, yes, the characters herein are Disney properties or like existing or like older IPs, and it's like they didn't really mention or really say like, whoops, there's also Hasbro stuff. So it's a little bit weird and confusing that they're not exactly weirdly acknowledging that Hasbro's not really involved, but maybe, but also not. So, is it? Why would they also, you know, go out of the way to then say like, yes, we're having a lot of this movie will feature a lot of other IPs, but also ones that Disney owns, and then also not mention like other stuff, like the MLB. So let's end that somewhere. That's a little weird. Star Paper like also thinking like, wait, does Disney actually own Hasbro now? And it's like, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just some weird, like the PR intern, social media person didn't realize that. Yeah, you have to. They didn't realize that they were also in it for some reason. We were also saying like the oh really? Let's see. Hasbro sell out to Disney, and Disney is using Boulder Studios brand name. Boulder Studios. Boulder Studios did make they were like, Boulder Studios was like the secondary, like when they needed like outsourcing. I think it's their Ireland studio. So that definitely sounds possible. I think you're right about that. That's probably what they're going for. Yeah. Mm-hmm. G5. The Auto Horses were G4. It's probably just a timing thing, because I doubt that if they did, you know, if this movie Rescue Rangers came out, you know, like a year from now, then definitely they would want to have G5. So it's okay if they don't. Because I think, again, like, because the G5 movie only came out, like, actually, like, only a couple months ago, really. So, that mixed with probably all the legal issues of whatever is really going on with Boulder Studios and all that, and I can see, like, why they probably just get it either for brand recognition and, legality in some way, that they only can license G4 characters in a sense, you know. So thank you. She's trying a new hairstyle. I'll get there. Let's see. Yeah, I think someone said like they were using the character models from the game. There was like a mobile game. Hang out on. So I think it's probably, I played the mobile game and I'm not sure if it's exactly that. Because again, they're using, because I think the game doesn't use the G 3.5, whatever, 4.5 of the movie style. So that is true. They look not good, artistically wise, because it's trying to put like a toon shader that is trying to make them look, they're 3D models, but they look and shaded as if they're trying to Roger Rabbit it plus weird shading plus toon shading, and it just doesn't work. Artistically wise, it just doesn't quite work. Exactly, it's a made for Disney Plus movie. It's Disney Plus made. It's not getting to there, but it's probably gonna be the next, you know, the next made for DVD, you know, all those like sequels, you know, or Little Mermaid 2's direct to own, you know, kind of sequel DVD movies. They've been really good with like older originals, but this one, something happened. 3D models themselves and like how they all look is pretty good, but I think it's just like it just doesn't have the right kind of shading for 3D 2D style, and I think that's sort of where it starts to break, is their toon shader. So obviously with this, what I got here is pretty flat looking. And if you just look at this, you know, this is a 3D model, but the way that it's shaded is that there's no lighting attached to it. In a sense, I can turn lighting on. As soon as I turn lighting on, then it starts to really break down into like, ugh, you get weird shadows, some clipping, some gross looking stuff. So, experimentation with that, and it's like it looks way better when, you know, you have to go all in with like trying to make it look, you know, have some Disney character Chip and Dale as, you know, have the 2D version look 2D and then go with that and just have it look like a Flash cartoon inside of there, or you just go full, you know, Roger Rabbit and Space Jam kind of style, which both look 10 times better than how the Chip and Dale ones look. So it's yeah, it mostly comes from just like the shaders. Again, they're not exactly how I would how I would do it. Hi Purple and everyone else in this. Hello. But yeah, I'm thinking that, I mean, I've done this too with Midnight Mares, trying to get it to look, make a 2D character look 3D, or at least place them so that they look like they could fit in a 3D environment. And it is tricky. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's just like, that's why I'm trying to struggle and trying to say, like, it's commendable of how they're trying to do this, but also, like, yeah, it just didn't quite hit the mark exactly. And if the movie's coming out in 3 months, then they have no time to really clean up the visuals. You know, there's no way that the animation is going to look better at this point. Animation itself is going to be locked down, that there's no room for any sort of improvement. I don't see that happening. Let me see. I think I'm going to actually do something tricky. Because I want this wing thing on the other side as well. So what I could do is probably do a mirror modifier and then apply it. Let's do that. Hello, Sasha. Welcome. So we're gonna try and select these bips and say delete. So I only have like half of it. And I'm going to add a mirror modifier. So add a modifier mirror. Actually, that worked right. Perfect. Okay. And I got that on the other side now. So I got this spaceship. I'm going to click apply. And so now I got it on the other side now. And then have to model it individually. So take that. So there we go. I think there's some doodles here. So I just have to go around now carefully. Say, what's going on here? Why don't you want to collapse? What? They don't want to collapse. Merge. At last. There we go. And then what's ever happening here? That's because, yeah, the mirror only really works when they're exactly on the axis. So if they're not, then there'll be two of them. So let's do it quickly. Check. I'm moving it a little bit to see if there's a double on anything here. Okay. Okay, that's it then. And now we could just keep fiddling with this and see right about where I want some more, probably want some more definition in some places. So I'm just kind of start to make this a little bit more, figure what kind of shape I really want out of this as well. Can always keep adding. It is a little bit harder to subtract. Let's put a modifier, subdivision, and see how that looks. That's smoother, but that makes it more of a there you go. Let's move that for now, and let's add some more definition. And definition at this point will be adding some more points. Maybe add another couple rings of information in here. So they have like the hair kind of go inward. I was planning on maybe adding some physics to this hair. I also feel like that might be a little overreaching. with my skill set here. So, we'll see. So yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to make sure that it looks at least decent. And then, of course, I can always add a couple more rings. Rings with info. There's a little bit more of an arch. There you go. So kind of stays up tall for like a little bit longer. There you go. As I look from this side. Because the only thing of adding more rings is just to make, you know, so you see less of the sharp angles. Like there's a sharp angle between here. And so if you just add more rings, then that'll become, well, at least there'll be more rings. At least more polygons to look at, but it'll seem like a little bit more easier to look at. Welcome back, sir. Well, that was made sure it's just for you. So like here it's pretty flat, but if I just raise this up by a little bit, now we have this be slightly better. There you go. I would like maybe one more ring here. But the problem is that when I try to do the same trick of like adding rings, it like doesn't want to, and I still don't exactly understand why. So it's like I have to do like a knife tool. And let's see. Add that in. Okay. Beep beep. See how many that gets through. And then do the opposite way. I know it's a little bit off, and I don't think it actually. Yeah, it broke. Let's try that again. Flip. There you go. I do commend him for like trying to do this. It's almost like a weird test like student film with the chip and nail thing. That's like look, I can do this. Isn't this cool? It's like 2D and 3D and all that kind of mixing together. Isn't that fun? Like I learned how to make a toon shader, and now I'm gonna kind of show this off. And what do you think? What do you think, Dad? And it's like, oh, well, I don't know. What's real? What isn't real in this day? As like as a movie, doesn't seem real, maybe. Yeah. Maybe if I want more volume at the bottom here, I'll just add this to be a little bit higher. Just trying to deselect so I can box select these boys. Okay. Oh, my hand. Okay. What's going on here? Pretty flat. So let's try to add, let's see. Select all these. All these. I can like raise these up a little bit. There you go. Try to smooth it out. It's looking a little better. What does it need? Probably needs a little bit more like downway to like add a little bit more to that. It's the weirdest trailers I've ever seen. Horses coming copyright. I know, it's just like so quick, and then it's just like it's. When I first saw it, I thought like the next scene was like a Teddy Ruxpin Frankenstein, and it was like more just as confused as that. I was like, what is that? I think it's some other kind of bear creature. So I was like, Teddy Ruxpin, what's going on? Yeah. I mean, I my first, you know, thing that I saw was the pony. Is otherwise I don't think I probably really would have just sat down and like watched it on my own, I guess. So the first thing I saw of the trailer itself, I guess, was the pony thing. So it's like, that's just so weird. And that Applejack is really hidden, but I guess that's just the one shot that they chose to represent it, you know? Of like, look, we got horses. Rather than, you know, of the something story related that we're missing. Some important plot to like explain what's going on, I guess. You know. I'm sure it'll all make sense, right? So yeah, for now it's like, let's see. Beep. Okay. So I added all those in, and so I can select that ring, kind of expand it. Okay. So now this will allow me to grab these points. And so now I can move these over. A lot of clicking. There we go. There you go. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, it's for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I hope you like them. Oh yeah, thank you. Guess I can call you Shroomy, right? At least your Discord one, your name's that, right? Is that okay to call you that, or? Is that like, oh, no, that's too personal or something. So, let me know. Let's see what I want. I'm trying to figure this 3D-ness of this. Figure this out. Alright. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. I'll grab these points again. Could have done the mirror trick again, but because I do want these to be somewhat asymmetrical, I think it's just be slightly more easier now to just go ahead and not worry about that too much. Okay. And it doesn't have to be like completely on her head. Anything it can be like this, just a little bit flying off. That's pretty cute. That's gonna be moved back. I found for modeling the body, it's like it's okay to have to like move. Like I was going to make this one be the big point. Maybe I can move this one over here to like kind of create this crease a little easier. So just kind of like bevel it in a way, so it's not just one giant. Try not to have like one polygon do most of the heavy lifting. Try to move these backward and then like make these ones become like the bevel instead. So I got all this information here, then I can just add these in. Okay. And let me just check to see the spelling on that. So I'm getting a shroomy, a shrumble. Shroomy. Okay, it's a like a mushroom. Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you. Okay. It's a little bit. Hopefully that'll be easier to say. So I don't get too lost with that. Okay. And thank you for the fan art as well, Shumi. Appreciate that. That does mean a lot. So thank you. It's been a while since we've had a fan art picture, so that'll be just fine. And we'll see at the end whether or not whether my stream box allows it or like updates it, you know. So you'll be able to see it, and everyone will be able to see it. Some more volume. Okay, so it's still the front view that's a little bit making me feel a little bit like that. So to do that, because we have this giant peak, basically kind of goes up and down at a very sharp angle. Excuse me, to round this out, of course we'll just need more definition. So we need to move these over maybe just a little bit, and move these over. And we'll add one more knife all the way through. And coming back to there. Okay. So that should work. Let's see where this ends. I think I can probably just end it here, and then these are still boxes. That's a box, that's a box. 4-sided cube. So that should be fine. Okay, other side. You see how important it is to make sure before you super round these pieces out and like kind of dedicate yourself to these polygons here, is to just make sure that these are in a good enough place that you're happy with, because then it becomes exponentially more tricky to now work with this all now. Because now I'm having to work with kind of twice as much detail, you can say. I learned how to make spaceships in high school of 3D, so I can make these kind of shapes here. Look at least a little bit around. I'm sure probably the side view is not looking too good. There you go. That's how you round it out. Forgot to get this side. Beep. Okay. I was looking for like this edge to like why wasn't this connecting? And I was like, oh, it's actually shaped like that. Okay. Okay. It's important to know when you're pretty good, and you probably don't need to add like, you know, 100 more polygons until you're like, this looks good. I feel like I want to add maybe like one more loop at the edge here, right here. So let's see if I can add that in. And then I can move. It's almost like vectoring. At least I'm good at vectoring, you know. And it's like I can kind of get the feel of what kind of shape I want. And it's more just kind of like adding the details where they'd be the most useful. So I was like, okay, I need a little bit more detail here so then I can make this more of a shape here. Make this more shapely. I'm going pretty fast. I think this is kind of... I might try to spend like a little bit more time on each section here before moving on, you know. But yeah, just to get this going here. Flip. Okay. And let's do it under knife. Where's points? But yeah, vectoring is really fun. It's kind of like, I think I learned vectoring at a more substantial degree first before really learning how to draw, which is weird to say, but it's like, I feel like that's actually pretty true, that I really first learned how to, out of all my expertise in skills and stuff, I feel like I learned vectoring first. Because you sort of had to like make everything in Flash is defaulted to vector, so it's kind of pretty natural progression that way. Okay, let's see how that's looking. Not too bad. Obviously, if you just keep adding more and more detail, then it's just gonna look like, again, like the subdivision. And just kind of smooth this out. Actually, it's not really super. Open that out. Yeah, something like that. Maybe I want to like collapse these into like one point or something. That is a little bit awkward there. Maybe I can collapse this whole row here into one. I don't think it's really doing anything. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. And how close were we? Let's put the... organize this a little bit here. So the hair. Yep. Go to the horse final. And so when I hide the horse final, here we go. So I wanted to basically make it like the 3/4, the profile view here. So I think I did that. I know it kind of goes down below the eye here. I wanted to change that a little bit. It also kind of goes off to the side as well. So, yeah. I think with this, I could probably just grab this now. Get some proportional editing, and then kind of grab some of these. Song reminds me of Rhythm Heaven for some reason. I think it's Working Dough reminds me of. From Rhythm Heaven Wii. Can't do this with a mirror modifier on. And then it'd be up to like, I think there's a smooth function. And so I can, let me turn this off, go into smooth. And then that's how smooth works. It's very finicky. You have to be extremely precise. There you go. So now it kind of goes over just a little bit. It's always important to make sure that you're having to be fairly symmetrical, but also pretty messy at the same time, so I think this works out pretty well. GT, oh, I read that as G5, so I was like, what song is that like in G5? That'd be, so like the Angry Mob one. That was a fun song. Yeah, I don't know enough GTA 5 to know if that's the case. Smooth that out. Okay, so now we got something like this. Is she still cute? Let me know. She just has a big ball of hair on her. It's kind of like it's kind of doing glitching out with the rendering. Maybe it's when it's back here. Yeah, it's doing like the PS1 where it's low fidelity and it's trying to warble and figure out its own topology here. We have a couple more minutes. Maybe I can make the tail and try to boop that out real quick. Let's make this point 1 big. She's always cute. Okay, good. Turn off force final, and then we'll move this over. And move this over. Okay. And see right about where we are. Okay, cool. Okay. So I'll just get the basic plumage, I guess, out of here, and then we'll do the next step of subdividing it afterward. So I'll just get this bulky section out first, and then do I have, oh, it was on the other mode. Okay. Woohoo! Subdivide. Point. So it's almost like tracing it, but instead you're just trying to see, try to be as economy-wise, you know, because of course I can have like 100 pixels here, you know, going all the way around it, but at a point you don't really need that, you know. So instead of having this here be even, I might want to put this down a little bit further. Push this one up, and so now I got this much. I got this edge here. I can like extrude this one out. Select the 2 points here, merge. Now I got a point. Okay. Let's add another loop. And I'm not super worried about it being exact at this point, because I know that I'm just blocking it out anyway. So let's move this up. And let's move you over. How should we do this? Maybe we could do this. Whoa! Not sure if this is gonna be the best topology wise. It might kick me later, but at least I'll be able to do that little curve here. Or I can use this one and then select the 2 points, merge, triangle. So now I got this one. Get it on this edge so I can get all 3 of these. One more here. So I can get this curve and this curve out. Okay. And this will be fun to figure this out of... I may want to go all the way down, or I could do this. I almost have enough. Unless I add like one more. And it's not enough here. Let's move this up. I can use these to define that. One more here. So I define this. And then I can extrude these 3 out as separate. Merge. 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 And now I can knife through these. So get this curve here. May need a couple more to get this big boy here. Okay, and then remove that, and we got the tail. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is see if this is gonna work. I'm going to add a solidify. It creates this thickness. It's hard to really see. There you go. Fill, yes. Normals are okay. Okay. Let's add the color we want, which is the material, which probably should call this. Excuse me here. Okay. So now I can accept. I gotta be in object mode. Accept it. And so now I got this mesh that now has a little bit of depth, and I can add a loop all the way down through it, and see if I could just extrude this out just a bit. And so now we got a pretty basic tail that's now 3D-ish. And it's gonna extrude it out just a little bit more. And let's add 2 of these. And so that'll create that bevel. It's a little hard to see. Let's see that again. And so these points here. Boop, 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 boop. And then merge it last. Beep. And that creates this point. And so now I can do that with all these points down here. And then this will be the last thing I'll do for today. So I hope this was fun. I know I didn't do the neck hair yet. So... uh-oh. Chat exploded. Did I do that? Hopefully... Is everything okay? Are you guys back? Let me know. Hey, okay, great. And so now we got this. I'm sure some of this can now be kind of figured out. I think we're good. What happened was it looked like the chat seem to have exploded for some reason, or just like disconnected or something it was saying. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't know what I'm doing. I made it tell. Who knows? Where did my horse go? Beep. There you go. So just kind of look at it from a certain angle. It looks like she's fine. It's kind of like that. Her hairstyle is like that squirrel in Animal Crossing. I don't know. Is it a chipmunk? Full circle. Ah ha ha. With the lightning motif? Yeah. There you go. Let me move the tail. So I can just try and select these. Meow. You. Oh yeah, she real small. Beep. Let me see if I can make a cube that's one meter tall. And place it at the origin point and Z 0.5. So if you know what a meter is, it's 3 feet tall. So she's about, yeah, about 3 feet. Yeah. So, oh well. She's real small. His name was Static. Static Animal Crossing. Yeah. Which one's official? So I can show that. Yeah, this little squirrel. All good, go. They're related. Awesome. Thanks, Key. Always trust you for Animal Crossing facts. There we go. So we can lock this in. So we can orbit around it correctly. There we go. Tail's not too bad. Definitely can add. Oh, we can always add more geometry to it. We'll need to make the hair, neck down there and the cutie mark. But what do you guys think? Should I do those two next time? Would you like Thursday stream to be finishing this up and completing it, or would you rather move on to? I was thinking of working on the environment for the animation, where we'll have Derpy doing a Kira bike and drifting, and then hits an invisible wall, and then camera moves and all that. So setting up that scene might be interesting. If you whether or not you want to see like a complete on stream trying to complete this sort of a thing, where it'll just be adding the back neck here and then a cutie mark add-on, and then that's basically it, I would think. I don't think that's gonna be, yeah, it's probably not gonna be a full stream anyway. Oops. Thank you, Dakota. I believe we already gone, so sorry. Hi, Marco. Hi, Locomotive. Welcome. Let's see. Yeah, I'm fine with moving on. It's just be whether or not. And people were like, no, you gotta stay and continue with this. I want to see how this gets complete. And it's like, you can imagine what what it's gonna be, what that's gonna be like, you know. So turn that down a little bit. There we go. Horse semi-complete. You know, sound effects. Pew, pew. Confetti. There we go. Her mouth's a little bit weird. Just for I have some shape keys, like I have a smile that I have to make them myself. These are custom, so I can have her smile and open her mouth. So there you go. Want to move her? Want to pose it? We'll be posing her much more in the animation, but just to give you a little bit more of a heads up what that looks like. And pose her like that. Move the eyes around. So there you go. Looking pretty fresh. This is fun. I'm sure there's a lot of little tiny micro stuff I can add and smooth that out, but on the whole I think this is looking pretty good. Pretty happy. Alright. We should move on? Can do. Thank you guys. Speaking of, let's turn that down. So there we go. Let me get some think juice. Yeah. Alrighty. Just trying to pick out what I wanted to talk about. Well, the movie's actually really coming along. I'm actually really happy with it. Still, like, little tiny stuff here and there with the animation. But I'm starting to render out a lot of the shots, and I got, like, there's about 34 shots, technically. At least the file size, file names. I have 34 shot files. Even though some of them had within the file of like 2 or 3, so might be like closer to 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 40 shots. So of animation. So I think I'm up to like 22, 23 right now. That have been rendered out and are being considered for being final. So that's really exciting to like look through and go, yep, this is looking pretty good. Some of these more technical or crazier shots are like being completed, and it's like that's feeling really good. So maybe the movie will come out, chapter 6 specifically, might come out sooner than you think. I think that'll be fun. Of course, it's always the back end of the post-production side of it, where you gotta do the any other post-processing effect stuff. No, the audio. That's takes just as long as some animation shots, if not more, as it's a completely different way of making music is completely different than drawing, you know. I just don't have enough. I have experience, but definitely not enough with making really good music to know. Oh, there it is before it goes. That's Shroomi's picture. Thank you so much. Yay, okay, it worked. Awesome, thank you. Alrighty. I love it. It's really cool art style. I haven't seen that. It's kind of more, kind of like Victorian kind of book illustrations mixed with Dr. Seuss kind of style, geometric-y. Looks really cool. I like to see more in that kind of style. Yeah. If you guys are interested, you guys can always drop a fan art picture in the Discord. Link in the description to join the Greenwater Club Discord if you'd like to. Yeah, it's really fun. We're still setting up. I set this up today, so I'm not sure if you guys are gonna like it or not. I set up a okay, on its tail. I getcha. Yeah, there's always some part where it's like, I don't want to do this today. Can I just skip it? But yeah, I set up a Discord for the Midnight Mirrors, the animation project that I'm working on for about 1.5 years. And we had the 5-minute animation a couple months ago. Yeah, I set up a Discord for that. I don't know if you guys be interested in joining that. I know our Venn diagram of, you know, my audience and you guys with knowing Midnight Mirrors and being a fan of it to join the Midnight Mirrors fan club Discord. But yeah, maybe if I put it in public, yeah, I just thought about this. If I put this in the public on the chat here, then anyone will be able to skim it and then find it. So, which isn't bad, but we're definitely at this point in time not exactly ready for it because I just made it literally this afternoon. So there's no one in. It's just me and a storyboarder from the project, and yeah. maybe you should be a DM on Discord and then say that you're interested in the Midnight Mirrors fan club Discord, and I'll shoot you the join link. So it'll be very personal, one-to-one. We'd like to have, I guess, early access to it, and then you can beta test it, I guess, to see what channels or what you like to post. But with my experience of working with, I guess, my own personal server, it's been pretty eye-opening of what do you guys like to post, and how you guys like to post things. I guess I have my own preconception of what I like to do, or how I would post things, or if I post an image or post things here like general conversation stuff, it's like, oh, I didn't know you guys did it like that, so oh, okay. So yeah, trying to take a little bit of that experience with me and to figure this out for this new one. So we're also looking to maybe make a Patreon for Midnight Mirrors. That's not set up at all yet. So if you guys are interested in that, that's also coming up. Maybe, hopefully. We're seeing. But at least some of the Midnight Mirrors fans have been requesting that. So yeah, we're working on that. I know it's a little bit late because the project started like in 2014 or something. And now it's like literally last night got an email from the director saying, hey, can you make these can you make these social media things? And I was like, what? Okay. But also like it seems kind of late, I don't know. I guess it's also because it is weird because the pilot hasn't exactly come out yet. So I was like, what is there for you guys to really be talking about? What kind of discussions can you really have? So, I don't know. I hope you guys have fun with it, if you guys join. So yeah, again, DM me, PM me, whatever it's called, on Discord, and I'll shoot you the join link for that. So yeah. In the meantime, if you're not joined on the Greenwater Club, what are you doing? It's really fun. It's yeah, it's really humbling, I guess, because it's like I always just get so like just really happy that it's like people actually listen and actually like my videos. I guess it's weird to say. It's like how semi-popular I am. And it's like people like it, like what I do, and it's like, wow, that's like nice to like go into here, in the Discord and to see people actually talking about it, and it's like, wow, that's nice. So thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Definitely won't take that for granted. This has been amazing. Yeah, so thank you. Big hug. Thank you. I got my love hearts, so thank you so much. Yay. Yay. We'll drink some more. I will drink some more water, and we'll figure out what else we can talk about. Let's see. Actually, that's been all I've been doing lately. It's been working on the movie, my mom movie, for the chapter 6. Again, it's been this hasn't been too long coming, but it's like been extremely like dense, I guess. Every frame is very, very dense with like a huge amount of different inner working parts. I would say it's more 3D animated than the rest of the older chapters. Not really combined yet, but definitely Chapter 6 leans more on the 3D side. So that's been interesting and more fun to work with than anything else. I'm starting to lean more into like, should I have this barrel be in the background, be 2D and just kind of draw it out, or now I'm like, okay, let's just treat them all in and just have fun with that. Because I also know that at some point I might need that barrel as just a regular prop, you know, because a barrel's actually, I was actually thinking of a barrel, not metaphorically, but actually like a real barrel. It's like, excuse me, it's actually somewhat better to actually spend, you know, a little bit more time and actually craft a 3D prop, because then I'll be able to duplicate it in how many other scenes, which I've done recently. Like a day ago, I was working and I was like, oh, I need some, you know, I need this interior. What does this look like when the door opens and then there's a hallway? And I was like, oh, there's nothing really there, you know, prop wise, and not really decorated. Oh, I have this other scene where there is a different hallway. Let me just copy paste those 3D objects and place them around. And because they're 3D, then I'm able to rotate them around and decorate it a lot more easily than just having basically just a sprite, like a picture, and just hoping that it looks good for a camera angle. So, but yeah, it's been it's been fun. Okay, thank you, Cookie. If there's nothing else, I don't think there's much more to say. We can continue the discussion about the Chip and Dale movie, if there's anything else that comes up. Probably do a more deep dive into that. But yeah, on the whole, it's a little disjointed, I guess. Which kind of makes sense with the theme of the movie. That's like they're trying to modernize it, but also some of the graphics don't really. If a kid watches it as their first movie, I don't think they would really appreciate 2D. They'd be like, wow, the 3D rodent looks great. I'm sure you only enjoyed his 3D section just because the 2D, the way that it's shaded is not that great, unfortunately. So it's super commendable that they're actually doing it. This is pretty big announcement, pretty interesting project, but at the same time it's like, ooh, what's the implications of what this means now? Is that people might think like 2D should die, you know, it's already dead, like let's just kick it a little bit further down and kick the can further a little bit down and say like, ah, because it's probably even more expensive to actually do it this way. You know, to have 2D elements and 3D elements means that there's two completely different studios that need to coordinate, and in every shot that there's the two of them, have 2D and 3D versions of them. That would mean two different studios have to coordinate on each shot, and that's a logistic nightmare that I'm well aware of now. Of having to deal with 2D elements, which exists in its own world and universe basically, and then you got the 3D, which is its own beast as well, and then try to comp it into a live action shot and mat it and then composition it and track it as camera tracking, and it's like, that's really hard of just how many different types of elements there are that every shot can be insanely tricky to make and probably hugely expensive as well. So it's just a shame that it's getting really bad first impressions, you know. That's like, whoops, some of the assets and 2D stuff just doesn't feel right. They feel a little bit off. So, and there's no way now that there's 3 months off that there's not gonna be any time to, let's go back to the drawing board and redo this, you know, this is what the movie's gonna look like, basically. What they're doing now is mastering the audio and doing any final cleanups and pickups. Which even at that point, I don't think there'll be any animation pickups unless it's like 2 frames or something in shot, you know? There's no way that the animation is gonna look any better than it does now. So, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to finish at that. And I think I'm good with that. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone. So I guess, yep, okay. I'm waving, apparently. Let's see. Gotta go up early. Okay. Thank you, Star. So yeah, we'll continue with this. We'll continue with the larger 3D animation where we have the Derpy, do the Akira bike and all that, and be in the world of 3D. So we'll make the environments for next time. So look out for that on Thursday. So alrighty. Thank you guys for watching. Until then, so there you go. Alrighty, thank you. See you next time. See you Thursday at 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Join Discord. Join any other socials. Thank you for liking my tweet. I hope to make some more. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Have a good night. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Oh, there it is again. There's a picture. Oh yeah, I see the seal now. If you didn't mention it, I wouldn't say anything about it. Looks really great. The diamond looks really cool. That's gone. Okay, thank you guys.